It's great to walk with you again. Today, while we walking, I will summarize a very touching story, The Last Leaf by O. Henry. Synopsis. The story takes place in a poor artists' colony in Greenwich Village, New York. Johnsy, a young painter, lies dying of pneumonia during a bitter winter. Exhausted and hopeless, she anchors her fate to an ivy vine clinging to the brick wall opposite her window. She believes that, when the last leaf falls, I must go too. She counts backwards as the leaves drop one by one in the cold wind, her mind drifting toward a quiet surrender to death. The failure of an old artist. Living on the floor below is old Behrman, a painter past 60. He spent his entire life dreaming of painting a masterpiece, yet in 40 years he has never even begun it. He survives by posing as a model for young artists and is known for his gruff exterior and heavy drinking, but beneath it all, he possesses a heart of gold and a fierce protective love for the two young women upstairs. When he hears of Johnsy's morbid fancy, he scoffs at the absurdity of it, yet a profound worry takes root in his heart. The night of the terrible storm. That night, a fierce north wind howls and a driving rain beats against the windows. Johnsy is certain that by morning the vine will be bare, and with it her life will reach its end. The next morning, Johnsy commands her friend to raise the shade. To their utter amazement, after the beating rain and fierce gusts of wind that endured through the night, there stood one ivy leaf still clinging to the brick wall. It was dark green near the stem, but its serrated edges were tinted with the yellow of decay. A miraculous revival. The leaf stayed there through the next day and the night after. Witnessing the tiny leaf's defiant struggle against the cruel elements, Johnsy feels ashamed of her own weakness. She tells herself it is a sin to want to die. She begins to eat, regains her will to live, and slowly starts to recover. The masterpiece. Once Johnsy is out of danger, she receives heartbreaking news. Old Behrman has passed away in the hospital from acute pneumonia. He was found by the janitor on the morning after the storm, his shoes and clothing wet through and icy cold. Near him lay a scoutered lantern still glowing, a ladder that had been moved, and a palette with green and yellow colors mixed together. Johnsy looks out on the leaf on the wall. It never flutters, and it never falls. It was not a real leaf. It was Behrman's masterpiece. He had painted it there on the wall during that night of the terrible storm to save the young girl's life, paying for it with his own. Deep meaning. This touching story has three main deep meanings. First, the true masterpiece. A great work of art doesn't necessarily belong in a museum. It is a work that can save a human soul. Old Behrman finally painted his lifelong masterpiece in his final moments. Second, the power of hope. Sometimes what heals us is not medicine, but a spiritual anchor to hold on to. Third, silent sacrifice. There are forms of love that remain unspoken, quietly offering everything, even one's breath, to kindle hope for another. All those meanings, besides the amazing plot twist, made The Last Leaf one of the most moving short stories of all time by O. Henry. Our walk ends here. Thank you for walking with me through to the end. I'll see you again on our next adventure with many more interesting stories. Goodbye for now.